back, you're watching Overdrive. Kia Sonet has been given its very first midlife makeover. Here's Suin with all the details from the launch floor.
Now it's almost become difficult to keep track of just how many compact SUVs you can buy in India right now. But the Kia Sonet, it always stands out with how feature-packed and premium feeling it's always been. So let's just look around this new one to see if that's remained exactly how it was. Now the thing that you notice at first when you look at the new Sonet is this new lighting. It's very similar to what you saw on the Seltos with this big huge L-shaped signature, and that's been carried over here as well. It's still full LED. And like on the Seltos, you have the Tech line, the GT line and the X line. This is the X line. So you have a different bumper with the black anodized grills and this new fog lamp. Now you have 4 new alloy wheel designs to choose from depending on the version that you buy. Now this X line comes with these really quite sharp looking dual tone alloys, and again they change with the variant that you pick. The bumper too has changed slightly. Now in this X line variant, you have these black inserts like from the front. And again, depending on the variant that you choose, say the Tech line will have a slightly milder looking bumper, but that has also changed. Now the overall layout of the dashboard hasn't changed all that much. So you have that still very high quality feel coming from it, especially with these steering wheels and the metallic paddles, the stitching on it, and all the switchgear that's here, especially these vertical air vents. So they all feel really quite nice. But what has changed is this upholstery. Now this being the X-Line version, you get this slightly dark greenish theme to it. And there are about 3 or 4 more options, again depending on the version that you pick. Now, like I just said, the Sonet was especially well equipped, and that continues with this facelift to an even greater standard. Now you have a fully digital instrument cluster. It's quite the step up from that LCD display that you had earlier, and it's shared with the Seltos, so it's very high quality. The graphics are really slick, so it's now very easy to see the information the car wants to show you. Now another small touch which will help you is 4-way adjustable seating. So you can choose this angle. You can't choose the height automatically, but you can sort of put it forward and back like this, and also recline it now electronically. Now among other changes, all the windows, not just the driver, gets this one touch up and down feature, which we think is great. And then continuing on from the older Seltos, you still have ventilated seats, you still have drive and traction modes, a 360-degree camera. Cameras of great quality. But another feature addition here is that when you use the Find My Car application on your phone, you can access these cars views directly on your phone, which is, I think, a very interesting feature. And again, you have ambient lighting and climate control being some of the more bigger highlights. Now in terms of safety, you also get ADAS now, level 1 ADAS in the top variants, but all Seltos and all Kia cars now get 6 airbags as standard. Now you'll see another feature that's been carried over, the air purifier, again the same as what it was before. But again, over here you see the new upholstery and so on, the sunroof, another good feature to have. And the Sonet also continues with these sunshades. Now they're a great touch considering most SUVs at this price point don't get it. In terms of space, things haven't exactly changed, so it's exactly how it was before. So you have a reasonable amount of space. Not the best in this segment by any stretch, but it's reasonable, say, for a family of 4. And for an occasional 5th passenger, the central tunnel isn't quite high, so that's not a problem either. You have the sunroof and fairly large windows, so it feels like a fairly spacious cabin too. Now the Sonet hasn't exactly changed mechanically, so all the engine options continue as they were. Now this being the top end option, a 1-litre turbo petrol, which you can have with a DCT or an IMT. Luckily the diesel version hasn't been let go of with this update. You still get that, and in fact you can now have this with the manual, again the diesel version, and of course the base engine remains at 1.2-litre naturally aspirated petrol. You can expect it to be launched by about, say, mid-January, but what do you think of it? Do you think all the new features make it even more desirable than it was already, especially all the tech features inside? And for prices, we think it'll start at about 10 lakh rupees and go up to about 16 to 17 lakh rupees for the diesel version.
Coming up after this short break is the battle of the 160cc motorcycles from Hero and Yamaha. Stay tuned, you're watching Overdrive.